Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I'm going to be talking about the last week of January. And so what I'm looking at is January 22nd through the 31st. I know it's more than a week, but I like to add the best for last, right? So we're going to be looking at this. And what I do is I look at where the moon is, because the moon is the planet that really does reflect what everyone's feeling. So it is the masses, it's the people, and wherever all the other planets are relative to the moon gives us an idea of what's happening globally in the world. But let me remind you, if you want to know how this is going to affect you personally, you want the Galactic Planner. I have written everything in the Galactic Planner in terms of the transiting planets, and what this is going to tell you is exactly what you can expect. So go to galacticplanner.com and all of this will make more sense as it applies to you personally, not globally. All right, so dealing with January 22nd, this is a Thursday. We have the moon will be in Aquarius most of the day and cross over Rahu earlier in the day, but it's going to be in a nakshatra called Purva Bhadrapada. And this nakshatra is very interesting because it can deal with people that are two-faced. And I'm going to say that because the moon is with Rahu. Rahu is like extremes, deals with things that are extreme desires. So you're going to find people to be irrational today, not totally with it, and you may not be able to trust who you're coming around. Let me tell you another reason why. Because on this day, Mercury is going to be conjunct Pluto. And Mercury, while it conjuncts Pluto, can deal with issues around betrayal and control and manipulation. So you've got to be aware of what you're dealing with. All these planets, Venus, Mercury, Pluto, Sun, Mars, are in the 12th house from the moon. Hidden agendas, things behind the scenes. You can't trust people. It's just not a good place. And things are hidden. You know, the 12th house can actually deal with secret enemies. And here we got people that can be two-faced and extreme, into wants, desires. Lay low, be careful today. This is a very interesting day. The good news is people are on the creative side because Jupiter is in a trine to the moon. It's in the 5th house, that is. And that makes for people to be more creative. And if you have children, they're more creative. Things are working out with that. But still, everything else looks like be cautious. What's behind the scenes? Secret enemies. People are not who they appear. Now I'm looking at January 23rd. It's a Friday. And the moon is now in Pisces all day. And while it's in Pisces, it will cross over first early morning Saturn, then Neptune. And this is like a waking up to truth and reality. What is true, what is not, with the moon being here. And what do you believe? It's like a big wake-up call to our beliefs and our truths. Because chances are you've been led to believe something else. But it's good to find out the truth. But it's hard sometimes because you don't like the truth. All right. Now, Jupiter is in the 4th house from the moon all day. And so if you're looking for real estate or property, this is a great day for that. Because, well, all those planets that are in Capricorn are now in the 11th house from the moon, which is about great gains and prosperity. So things are shifting and changing a lot today. And this is a big breath of fresh air where these planets are. Now the moon is, as I said, in Pisces, but it's in the nakshatra called Uttara Bhadrapada. That nakshatra is ruled by the serpent of the deep. What does that mean? It means we're thinking in depth, in detail, going to the bottom of things, really wanting to understand the mysteries of life when the moon goes through that nakshatra. But I'll tell you something else. With all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 planets in Capricorn, you're going to be here all the way through the end of the month. It's all about changes in government. But I will say in the 11th house from the moon, there will be a lot more social events. Maybe you're invited to parties and you'll meet friends, new and different people. Be aware of that. That is a positive. So things really, really become clearer on Friday, January 23rd. Now I'm looking at Saturday, January 24th. And on this day, the moon still is in Pisces pretty much the whole day. But it's moved into the last nakshatra, in the last sign of the zodiac, Pisces, and the nakshatra's Revati. Revati is said to be a very positive nakshatra. And it deals with traveling. It means you're protected while you travel. But all these planets, those 5 planets in Capricorn, are in the 11th house from the moon. Things are really hyping up in terms of the economy. I think things are like shifting to a different level. Or maybe it's just the stock market. Something's going on financially. And yes, this is a great day to go house shopping. If you're looking for a home, this is the day. And furthermore, if you're not, maybe it's a day you want to renovate or redecorate, something where you improve and make your home more beautiful. And if your mother's still around, it's time for a visit. Things will go well. So now I'm looking at Sunday, January 25th. And the moon has shifted into Aries today. Aries is all about moving fast, getting places fast. But it's also the time of new beginnings and pioneers, people that aren't afraid to try new things. That's where the moon is today. It's even in the nakshatra called Ashwini. Ashwini deals with travels, fast movement, but it also can deal with healing. So you might be learning something about healing today. And with the moon in Aries, yes, I like this because, well, I gotta say, with the moon in Aries, all those planets, Mars, Pluto, Sun, Mercury, Venus, are in the 10th house from the moon. And being in the 10th from the moon means it's all about career, success with work and career. So if you're looking for a job, hey, this is a good day to do it. There's going to be success in that area. If you're looking for a promotion, I say do it. Ask for it. Go for it. This is the time of a new added ambition that will give you what you want in your work. Now, Jupiter's in the 3rd house, and this can actually, in Gemini, indicate a time of travel. Short distance trips by car, go for it. There's something about moving and going places today. Now I'm looking at January 26th. This is a Monday. And we have so many things going on. Really, I'm looking at all these planets. By the way, this whole week, the sun being close to Pluto means transformation and change in leadership, in rulership. around the world. Big transformations, changes, endings, the demise of some leaders, and the beginnings for new. But looking at the 26th, we actually have Mercury in a difficult aspect with Ketu. Exactly. Be careful about your communications. You might come off wrong. People may misinterpret what you're trying to say. But all these planets still in the 10th house from the moon. It's a great day for career and success, pushing forward. Another thing, the moon has just shifted into Bharani. That nakshatra is about breakthroughs and new beginnings. So, like I said, if you want to get a new career, job, purpose in life, today's the day to work for it, to go for it. Now I'm looking at Tuesday, January 27th. And this is where the moon goes into Taurus. And it will cross over Uranus midday. So there's a lot of unsteady things going on. Sudden upsets, sudden unexpected changes can come about emotionally with people because it's the moon. Now Jupiter is in the 2nd house from the moon. So this can be a good day for your spending, for your economy, saving money, making money. Everything's a good event concerning finances and money. Now, Mars, Pluto, Sun, Mercury, Venus are in Capricorn, in the 9th house from the moon. So this is a good day to talk to people about your spiritual purpose. And it's a great day for learning new things, especially around spirituality, about higher knowledge. And another thing is Venus and Mercury are coming together. So this is actually for the next few days that they will be traveling together. They're both together. And actually, they're in planetary war. And that means one is trying to outdo the other. Venus usually wins in planetary war because it's the brightest planet. So Venus outpowers Mercury. So even though communications are just kind of taking a back seat to relationships, how you relate to people emotionally with love is going to win over just talking and trying to make peace with people. Now I'm looking at Wednesday, January 28th. This is where the moon is now in Rohini. Now I forgot to mention yesterday, I believe it was in Kritika. And Kritika is a little bit more harsh. But all in all, it's still in Taurus. And Taurus is a nice place for the moon. It's actually exalted. People are into nature, into sensuality when the moon is in Taurus, especially in Rohini. And Jupiter goes to the 2nd house from the moon. This is a good day for the economy and gains and probably anything to do with investments, because all these planets, Venus, Mercury, Sun, Mars, Pluto, are all in the 9th house from the moon. And the 9th house deals with our spirituality, our truths, and learning. We are yearning for knowledge, information during this time, especially knowledge that is useful to help us in our daily lives, because that's what Capricorn is really all about. Usefulness and how can it be used in our daily lives. That's what this day is known for, or will be known for. But money is good while Jupiter is in Gemini. And these planets in the 9th house. If your father's still around, you might want to pay him a visit. Although with Mars being there, it may not be also peaceful. Now I'm looking at Thursday, January 29th, we have the moon now in Gemini. And it is in the nakshatra Mrigashira, which deals with a search, a journey to find things. Can even be a great day, for that matter, for searching through shopping for things. That's another thing that this could deal with. But with the moon in Gemini, this places the Capricorn planets, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 planets in the 8th house. It is a day for deep introspection, psychological analysis of yourself to see how you can change to get what your goals are. That's, this is what it's going to take. And this deep analysis and research can be very beneficial and helpful. It is a day that research will find you some answers because you're searching with Mrigashira, but the 8th house energy will deal with the research it takes to find what you're looking for. It's good for that. Now, also looking at this, Saturn is really close to Neptune in the 10th house. There may be some issues or problems around the workplace. Things are not truthful. People are not truthful. Now, Venus and Mercury are finally conjunct today. They're traveling together, really, for a number of days. But today they're exact. This is planetary war. Mercury is going to lose out. Venus wins. So I'd say the need to simply communicate with people will lose out to the need to feel their emotions with Venus. That's what I get a sense of. And yeah, like I said, Saturn in the 10th is not good for anything dealing with your work. People are not who they pretend to be in the workplace. Now I'm looking at Friday, which is January 30th, and the moon is in Gemini still all day, but it is in the nakshatra Ardra. Ardra is sadness, but it is going to cross over Jupiter finally towards the end of the day, the very end of the day. Let's see. Yeah, it's going to be, let's see. Yeah, that's good. So it's going to be around 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. The moon will leave Ardra and go into Purnavasu. Ardra is sadness and heaviness, and Purnavasu is like the sunny day after the big storms and rains. So early on in the day, on the 30th, we have storms, even bad weather probably. But it clears up immediately by the end of the day, after 4 p.m. That's when the moon moves into Purnavasu, which means return of the light. Such a positive nakshatra. Then it crosses over Jupiter. Positive things are coming about. But I think it's also after some deep inspection and analysis that you have to go through because of these planets in the 8th house from the moon. From the moon. Yes. And I'm still concerned about that Saturn-Neptune in the 10th house from the moon. Be careful about people in the workplace. They're not who they pretend to be. But what can definitely happen is the truth about who they really are could be exposed and come out. That will be a blessing. So now I'm looking at the last day of January, Saturday, January 31st, and the moon transits into Cancer. And while it's here in Cancer, we're on the day before the full moon, so apparently it's going to be February 1st that we have the full moon, but the moon is full. It's bright, in other words. It's not completely full till the next day in February, but while it is here, all these planets go to the opposite house from the moon. This brings to light a lot of things that you didn't know about, especially in relationships. And yes, it can be tough, but it can be very healing. Yes, it can. So there's a lot that is going to improve, get better about your relationships. I mean, with all these planets here, there's a lot to learn about your partner, probably. And here's another thing. If you're looking to find someone, this might be a good day. I mean, I don't know exactly how it fits in your birth chart without the planner, but no, really, all these planets, 7th from the moon, deal with relationships and even partnerships and business partnerships. This is a day things need to be worked out, okay? Especially since Mars is in Capricorn, which gives the strength and the courage to attempt to look at the things that are hard to look at. And that's exactly what is necessary for a healing. Now, Jupiter just went to the 12th house from the moon. So this is a time to pay attention to your dreams. You will rest well. Things are different. This whole month has been up and down. I mean, this is a month that's going to wear us out by war and peace and conflict and from one thing to another, ups and downs with money, the economy, crazy things with world leaders, endings of world leaders and beginnings, government changes. There is so much. This is such an active month. February is not going to be that much better in that respect, because then we're looking at the eclipse energy. But all in all, we had to go through all of this, and it is a good thing for us to go through all these changes that are going to bring about a new world and a better world, especially by the time of June and July. That's the time that I know things will be better. So with that, I think I'll close. Until next month. Remember, if you want to learn more about me, go to my website, galacticcenter.org. And if you want to take classes from me, go to my university website, universityofvedicastrology.com. Thank you.